Yeah, People's Piccolo son, Dorothy Hootie. Yeah, so the key for the female's powers, the feminine powers, starting her journey is going to be like what I said. Raising up to your toes, ascending to your toes, and feeling, because God the Mother feels everything. See what I'm saying? And she keeps all this chaos inside of her, and until she starts to feel Jesus Christ developing, and that's when she sends her consciousness inward to aid Jesus Christ. And this diagram is actually showing the awakening process. It shows how I became both, as far as the story that I put with it as well. But I'll get to that in another video. But let me give you some qualities again of the female or the feminine. So forget. So you have to know the sensation. So to know your body. The female is a being of sensation. So like even emotions are all sensations. So you have to know those sensations and then be able to look out for this sensation when Jesus Christ starts to develop in you, and know that sensation, because that's the sensation that's going to be able to guide you and guide your body to what it needs to be to grow more like God the Mother. And energy was the energy. So yeah, so with this one now, I was wanting to explain about the energy that feeds the feminine. So just before I was talking about how you have to look over your body, because looking at your body is like the sun shining. So what I'm trying to get at here is that coming out of your eyes, there's actually energy coming out of your eyes. So and this energy is developed when you look where you're going and you're walking barefoot. So, because it takes a substantial amount of energy to run your brain, and you're using that brain to process your steps, using your visual. So using that energy builds it like a muscle. So inside the males, there's more the energy, and what that energy is the same aura. So for the female, remember her aura is bigger than the males, and it's more. But the male has this eyesight piece, which is the same aura, just focused. See what I'm saying? So he doesn't have the wide one like the female, which loops on itself. This is the feeling. See what I'm saying? It's a feedback. This is what allows her to feel everything. And this is what allows him to see everything, because his sight feeds back into a same sensory, to be able to empathize with the sight, the empathy. So they're using the empathy two different ways, but it's the same thing. But yeah. So what was I saying with that now? This was going. You're right. So what I was saying is that this energy that comes out of his eyes, the masculine and the feminine is like a anode cathode relationship, to where the energy gets sent to the female. So this is why God made the females beautiful, because we're meant to keep an eye on them, and because the females, just like God the Mother, have the ability to manifest subconsciously just through feeling. See what I'm saying? And they won't consciously know that they're doing it, because they're only doing it out of a desire or a necessity. So it'll be up to the conscious individual, which will be the masculine, or her mind, to recognize the subconscious manifestation, take it out, because that manifestation, just like it's going to be a chaotic manifestation. So you have to be able to see through the chaos to see the Jesus Christ in the center of it, and pull that out. So pull the way of Christ out of that chaotic manifestation. So I'll give an example. So this example is related to how I tuned in about the female's powers and raising up her toes. So I already understood, based on watching nature, that you're rising up on your toes is the way, and the understanding how I did before. But See, I have the ability, again, the masculine ability to project and look through that perspective. So what I did is I created a perspective where it's just me, Adam, and then Eve. So I said, okay, so it's just me and Eve chilling in the garden. How would we naturally figure out this thing? So what I came up with is that, see, Eve would be shorter than Adam. See what I'm saying? Because females are normally shorter than males. So, and what would happen is that, in the garden, she'll be always reaching for things. So she'll be raising up on her toes instinctually. And it would be up to the masculine to recognize that and realize her agility improving. Like when we're running with Eve through the wilderness, being able to recognize that she's gaining in agility and trace it back to what she's doing with raising up her toes. So what seemingly was her weakness in height became her strength in everything else by her raising up on her toes just to reach things because God made her short. So, but it'll be up to the masculine to recognize that again. So this is where I was talking about how why God made the feminine beautiful, all the feminine. So the nature and everything's beautiful, so that you can keep your eye on it and be able to see the manifestation, which is going to be like in a fraction of time. So it's going to be fast, and then recognize it to be able to and remember it, to be able to understand what it is and trace the cause and effect when they manifest. But yeah, that's a little bit of that. So yeah, when males look at females, it sends them energy, and not just females, but yourself as well. See what I'm saying? To a lesser extent, but the females have the ability to absorb that energy, and of course, there's different qualities of energy, because and different purities of the energy. So I think one of the most purest bit of energy that they could receive is the energy of intrigue, where you're trying to understand, because this turns into that feeling as well. This feeling of Jesus Christ, where you're trying to understand the feminine. So just like looking and recognizing the speed or agility increases, or the height and strength increases from raising up on your toes, that type of energy would be the purest. But it's also going to be mixed in desire, which is a balance, a desire to understand. So yeah, so I guess that should be good for that. So instinctual, we already know that. So subconscious. So these modifications are subconscious. This is why it relies on the consciousness to observe the subconscious, which is the consciousness is the masculine half, and subconscious is the feminine half. Just exactly what I'm saying. The doorway from the realm. Yeah, and I already said that's just the shortest. So yeah, that's pretty much straightforward. So, but yeah, even if you feel you cannot dance, all it is just and I'm going to do an example with the same music, how I gave the masculine version of it. I'm going to give an example of the female. It's just, you put your, raise up on your toes, and then you walk one foot in front of the other, like you have on high heels, and without your heels touching the ground, like a model, like a cat, see what I'm saying? And the way how your body's designed, you'll automatically move in that way because you'll be using your hips. See what I'm saying? You're swinging your hips, which you should. But before you do this, you want to try and get your balance. So even with this, while you're doing this, you could put your arms out to the side and try and feel your balance, because you want to feel your balance and remember that feeling. Because remember, you're about sensation. So you remember the sensation of gaining balance, and then you can apply that where you need in your development, as far as reaching the different realms. But yeah, this is getting to 9. I'll cut this one right here. Yes, I want to quickly add in that it is also skipping as well. So you got to skip like a little girl skip and twirl around in circles when you're moving. All this got to do as if you're training, but you got to feel at the same time. So this will generate the heat for you to be able to feel while you have little to no clothes on and feel the breeze against your skin. And yeah, that should be good for you to understand. And it's in the night and the day as well.